Thank you for joining us here this morning. Lots that's lined up for you in this edition. But first, let's begin with our top focus as far as the situation in the national capital of the AQI that's concerned. Let's take a look. There's a slight improvement in air quality in Delhi NCR as Diwali week begins. Although it continues to remain in very poor category, the AQI number has enhanced a little to 330 this morning. This is, of course, unlike yesterday. None of the main stations in Delhi have recorded AQI in the severe category today. Now, comparing this to yesterday, AQI readings at 8 locations was in severe category. But this oscillation in AQI reading is coming as no relief for the residents as the air remains equally hazardous to breathe. Toxic froth continues to float on Yamuna, impacting water supply as well in the national capital, making this clearly a double whammy. In fact, making things worse during Diwali, a water cut will be in place in several areas of East, Northwest and South Delhi till November 1st. As per the Delhi Jal Board, this is because the water treatment plants are operating at 30% capacity due to polluting water coming from Yamuna. Now, the affected areas including Sarai Kale Khan, Lajpat Nagar, Greater Kailash, Vasant Kunj, Okla, Kalkaji, among many others. Kritika Tiwari, my colleague, is joining us live on the broadcast. Of course, Kritika, you will help us draw perspective how this is a double whammy. It's just not the air quality and the hazardous air that one is breathing. You're also looking at a water cut situation as well. Kritika, let me begin by asking you this about where you're reporting from. Although indications showing that there is an oscillating of these numbers might be looking better than yesterday, because when you were reporting yesterday, you were talking about several stations almost touching the 400 mark, which is quite concerning. Numbers dipping today, but that doesn't mean overall the situation is great, Kritika. So let's begin with talking about the AQI first.
Right, in fact, as compared to yesterday, we were doing marginally better. Yesterday, again, 8 stations had recorded a reading in the severe category. Now, readings up to 420 were recorded in hotspot areas like Bhavana, Jahangirpuri, as well as Wazirbad, Anand Vihar. So these were the areas that were a major focus anyway before the enforced GRAP had also been put in. But yesterday, when they tipped into the severe level and more stations started joining the list as and when the hours went by, we saw that a likelihood of GRAP stage 3 would also be enforced. Now remember, Diwali is also around the corner, and just before Diwali we are seeing the hazardous PM 2.5, this particulate matter that is suspended in the air and can be inhaled through can be directly inhaled. The levels of these are already 10 times over what the World Health Organization prescribes. And remember, this is days before Diwali. Last year, we saw that this number peaked to over 100 times. So definitely keeping this in mind, we can expect some more restrictions to come in. If GRAP 3 will be levied by the central government, then we can see a ban on construction and demolition activities. Also on stone crushers, more metro trains will be plied in order to encourage public transport. And remember, these are also one of the factors that are raised even in the political arena. Aam Aadmi Party is attacked a lot over the public transport, the vehicular emission that creates, as well as the issue of dust pollution that again arises due to bad maintenance of roads, as well as when cars ply on these roads, leaving a cloud of dust behind. So we see all of these issues that are that the residents of the city are, of course, grappling with. AQI is again very concerning. Of course, it will oscillate sometimes very close to the number 400. But remember, even if it is 330 this morning, it is still in the very poor category. So when we say the quality has improved, it's just numerically. What is being experienced by the residents is still itching and a certain tightness in their chest. And a lot of them are also, when we speak to them on ground, say that they don't really realize unless and until somebody points out the numbers to them. And that is when they have the realization that yes, definitely this could be one of the factors why suddenly I've started heaving more. So this is what we are picking up on the ground as
interject
far
you there,
as
because
the
with the fact that, of course, you're drawing perspective about what that air pollution is looking like. But a quick word on the other aspect of this, where you're looking at a, Yamuna River that is, of course, toxic in nature at the moment. That's also giving rise to several areas that have been affected with water cuts. If you could draw perspective quickly on that front as as to what areas are we talking about and how long could this potentially last?
Right, so the water shortage that we are witnessing is due to two reasons. First is, so Delhi gets its water from the Ganga and Yamuna. Right now, the plant in Uttar Pradesh is undergoing an annual scheduled maintenance. So all our supply is right now dependent on the Yamuna river. Now, as we've been showing you visuals from the Yamuna, especially from the Kalandi Kunj area at the river bank there, we've seen foam, a thick layer of foam on the water, and now the Delhi Jal Board also says that the level of ammonia is so much that enough raw water is not available to be treated by the plants, and that is resulting in a water shortage. Yesterday, the vice chairperson of the Delhi Jal Board also said that he'll be meeting with CM Atishi as well as representatives from the Haryana government to get this sorted out in 2 to 3 days. But so far, we know that till November 1st is when we can expect water shortages in southwest Delhi as well as a lot of areas of South Delhi and outer Delhi areas as well. So these are the largely affected areas, and there are multiple this time. And it's extremely alarming, as you were saying. Diwali is around the corner, and now residents have to deal with the double whammy of both toxic air pollution on the one hand and water on the other.